Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are filming our February 2024 Black History Month Shop My Stash. So let's go ahead and get started. This is my foundation drawer. I do have a few foundations in my filming studio, but this is my beauty room. So we're going to pick out some foundations. I'm going to leave some foundations from the previous Shop My Stash, which is November, in the Shop My Stash collection for the month of February, only because I haven't been wearing makeup all that often from the months of December and January. So I want to leave those products in the Shop My Stash so that I can work on using them. So we're going to pick out some Black beauty brands that I have in my collection, and that's what's going to be featured in this Shop My Stash. If you're new to the channel, I hope that you like everything beauty, including nails and self-care, hygiene, fashion, and especially makeup. That is what we talk about here on this channel. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for all my continuous supporters. So let's go ahead and start picking. So I know that Juvia's Place is a Black owned brand. So we're going to pick some foundation from Juvia's Place. I think I have one that's too dark here, which is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation. And this one is in the shade Ethiopia. So we're going to pick this one. And then their newest release of foundation from 2023, which is the I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation. We're going to combine these two. So that's what we're going to pick. So we have, I'm just going to count those as one. I need to pick four, but since I'm going to be mixing those, we're going to count that as one. Let's see. I have a Pat McGrath foundation that we're going to go ahead and try. She is also Black owned. So we're going to try Miss Pat McGrath. Y'all, I did these nails. I filmed them. The decorations ain't popping, but I haven't done my own like nails like this in years. I've been doing a lot of press-ons. I've only done like one set of acrylic nails or two sets of acrylic nails in the last like 3 years. So I did these and they came out so good. This set, I'm sorry, is a Gel X overlay. So you'll see a little bit of that. I didn't film exactly how I did it, but if you guys will like that kind of video when I do my filling, I can show you guys. Don't forget to comment and thumbs up the video. Let's get engaged in the comments. So we have two Danessa Myricks I already have downstairs. She is a Black owned female brand. I don't have anything from Ami Cole, I believe it is. During the next Sephora sale, I'll pick up a few of her items to try. I already have a Fenty Beauty foundation and from the previous Shop My Stash. So we're going to pick TN3 by LYS, and this brand is Black owned. So those are the three we're going to pick because I already have some that I need to use. I need to get some more Black owned products, I guess, huh? So I don't know. This is the Black History Month edition for Shop My Stash. So we have these so far right up here. So now we need to pick some palettes. I already have some palettes that I hauled for the holiday time that I haven't used. So we're going to stick with those, but I'm thinking about adding in this Natasha Denona Love palette that came out a few months ago. Here's this drawer, y'all. I've cleaned it out. So after the palettes that I'm using are done, they're gonna go in here. So I cleaned out any old palettes that were in here. This is gonna be like Natasha Denona, Danessa Myricks, Pat McGrath, Too Faced, because you guys know I mostly love Too Faced as well. Uoma Beauty. That's what this drawer is gonna be used for, because this is in my pack system. And then you guys will see a palette collection video that is focusing on like all of the palettes that I own. I literally were able to condense down all the palettes that I own to this one little contraption I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so we're going to pick this palette because it is focused on love, which is February month and Black History Month. So we're going to pick this one, even though this is not, Natasha Denona is not Black owned. But I do have some Pat McGrath. I already have a Danessa Myricks palette we're going to use. let's pick one of these Pat McGrath palettes. And I don't have very many. I have 5, 6 Pat McGrath palettes. And I really have not reached for these since I got them, and I've had them over a year. So we're gonna pick one palette from Pat McGrath. I wish Juvia's Place had some palettes. I waited on them to come out with something else. They just came out with something new today, but okay, can you guys see that? I want to pick something not Valentine's Day centered, really. I'm leaning toward this palette, but I always lean toward palettes like that. So let's pick this one. This one, sort of Valentine's, sort of neutral. Sorry if this angle is funny. Is that better? Sorry, I am. Usually I bring up my tripod and just put it on my tripod, but so we're gonna pick this one because I already have a ton of palettes to pick that I'm going to be using. So a lot of looks to be coming. So that is the only palette we are going to pick. Lip products, we already got some down there. I normally don't pick lip products. I have so many. But I hope you guys can see this. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, this is my bronzer highlighter drawer. I have some highlighters that I'm going to keep. But I believe I have a Fenty highlighter down there. I'm not sure. So we're going to take these two because I need to use some more highlighters. Actually, I haven't used my Juvia's Place highlighters in a minute. I love you, Jacob. So we have a gold one here by Juvia's Place, and this is more like a silver iridescent one. So we have Nefertiti and Nubia. These are their loose highlighters. I love you, Jacob. And we're gonna, I think, we're gonna take all three. I really didn't care for this one, but waited too late to return it. So we're gonna take these four and I'll switch out something else. So these will just be extras. So let me put these things and we're gonna swatch maybe at the end. I haven't quite decided. You guys let me know if you like for me to swatch and talk about the products at the end. I can. Thinking about changing the frequency of how often we do the Shop My Stashes. Thinking about going back to bi-weekly to help me because the Shop My Stashes do force me to go through my collection and just put away products because I will get complacent with products and just keep using them. And the purpose of the Shop My Stash is to get through your collection. So for bronzer, I already have a Juvia's Place, I believe, downstairs for bronzer, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, which I love, the Juvia's Place cream bronzer, and this one's in the shade caramel. I did order a darker shade, which I have down there. So I'm gonna take that. I think I have one of these too. Have tan dark. This one is super dark. I probably should have sold it. It's super, super dark. But I got it for like $4. So this is when I'm going for like a natural no makeup kind of a look. So we may take this one. And actually let's take all three. Whichever one I don't end up liking, I can just bring back up. So we have a black on brand for bronzers. Do I have any other black on brands for bronzers? Ooh. You think? I don't know. I don't have too many black on brands. That's terrible. I'm just learning which brands are black on now. I think Black Radiance is one as well. This is a newer one. I thought I had one open. I thought I had one already open. So I had this one before. This is a new one. Let's see. Let's just make sure I don't have one open already. No, I got some Fenty. You can count on Fenty. Fenty here. I think this is a cream. If it's a cream, that's a powder. Okay, so these two, one is slightly darker. This is Island King, and this is Private Island. So we're gonna take both of these for bronzers, but I do have some Fenty cream. We're gonna take this Black Radiance. I should definitely have a Fenty cream bronzer. Oh, LYS stick. We're gonna take. I have two. These are super, super creamy, but I love them. One of them I don't think I use. Oh no, I use both. This one is in No Limits, and one is in Courage. We're gonna take both because I don't remember which one works for what. Which one I like, which shade I like more than the other. So we're gonna take both of these. I'm gonna take these. I had some Fenty cream bronzers. They may be already downstairs because I did take some that I already had from the previous shop I said, so they may be in there. Oh, 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 dropping stuff. Don't want them to break. What else do we have? I had a Fenty stick. I think this is a bronzer stick. Maybe they matchstick. This is like more natural, but it looks like it's drying out. So let's go ahead and use that. So I have a few, but I may have some downstairs. If we do, I'll show you guys. But I do remember having some one or two cream Fenty bronzers. So far for bronzers, we have 2, 3, 5, 8 products. So definitely enough to get us through the entire month. And we'll be doing some brand focused looks. So looks like this month we're going to be doing some brand focused looks with Fenty Beauty and Juvia's Place. So there we have it, and we have highlighters. All right. Thought I had some more Black Radiant stuff, but I don't. All right. So that's bronzers and highlighters. We already have some of the stuff downstairs. I do have a Fenty Beauty mascara. I have a Fenty Beauty mascara. I thought I had the lip bar. I thought I had a bronzer. Um, maybe a press powder. I'll check. But that's it for now. No lip products we're grabbing. I got Fenty Beauty already downstairs. Danessa Myricks. I don't have on brand blushes. I have a ton. Um, I got the Juvia's Place. I wish they'd come out with more of these palettes. I did like these blush palettes from Juvia's Place. Won't get rid of them. They probably expired, but I don't use them often. So we're gonna pull this. We're gonna pull this one. This one's really pretty. I wish they would come out with more of these. Hope you guys can see that. But we're gonna pull these. So I already got some blushes downstairs, but we can readjust that. Now we need to pull some more blushes. I have some LYS. I already have a Danessa Myricks down there. Got some Fenty Beauty. I don't get a lot of use out of my cream Fenty Beauty. I like this one too. I don't get a lot of use out of my cream Fenty Beauty blushes. So we're gonna pull some of those. Sorry y'all if y'all see my scarf, girl. I'm looking a hot mess. But I do have them. I'm trying to find them here because I am doing some reorganization. And sometimes when I do reorganization, I have things for myself. So here's some Fenty Beauty. I don't want to make these. Here's some Fenty Beauty cream blushes, but I have a ton that I haven't used. So we're gonna pull these out. These are more like summer shades, so I probably see y'all know I'm good. See, there we go. I just use this. I'm good for putting my finger in stuff by accident. I think I may keep this one, but I do have here they are right here. So Jacob got to one and lost it. I don't know where it happened to it. But here is a what does it say? Summer thing wine. I don't know, y'all. I had to put the shades on the screen and I'll show you guys at the end, but we're gonna try these. Let's see about this like yellow orange one. See how that looks because I do want to try some stuff that I have not used. Oh, we got a black radiance one we're gonna try because I don't usually pull for that. Okay, that's more of a summer shade. More of a summer shade, so we'll save that one. But here's another Fenty Beauty. And I have their powder. I have powder Juvia's Place. I wish Fenty Beauty come with some powder blushes. This is more summer too, but I don't know, should I wait? We'll wait to try this one. So we're just gonna pull two. I used to have every shade, but I think Jacob he lost one or two of them. I don't know where they are. All right, so let's see this shade. Oh yeah, let's pull this one. This one is called, yep, Summertime Wine. So we're gonna try Summertime Wine. We're gonna use Cool Berry. And thank you, Fenty, for making the labeling on the back couldn't large enough for an old person like me to be able to read. This is a Black Radiance Artesian Color Baked Blush and Toasted Almond. I had this probably about a year ago now. So we're gonna use this. Look at that. That's pretty. My hands are dry, so that could be why. So we're gonna use this one. This is a baked blush. I do have I already got some LYS blushes down there, so we won't pull any new ones. But I got LYS blushes, not brushes, down there. I got Danessa Myricks downstairs in our filming studio. So what else can we do? Here is a powder blush by Juvia's Place. Too bright right now. I'm gonna look for that. Where are my other powder blushes? No, I got those two palettes. They may be already downstairs. Let's pull some liquid blushes because there's a lot of, I have all the colors in the original Juvia's Place blush liquid blushes, but I haven't pulled any new shades. And these are, some of these are like summer, but I'm not opposed to using some now, like mixing shades and stuff, or just seeing how it goes. These are pretty, even though these are like, to me, like could be spring summer, but they'd be nice for Valentine's Day. So we're gonna pull these because I haven't used them. I mean, you can open them up and get some use out of them. Ooh, I like that one too, and I'm not even usually into pinks. Okay, I don't know. This don't match the packaging. I don't know about this one. I'll leave that one. Fenty Beauty, if you're watching this, come out with some powder blushes. That cream, come out with some liquid and powder. And I got this one. So let's try these. Four. These are all new. So we're gonna try these. Okay. And I think oops, I got concealers down already, but we may pull out some new concealers for the sake of the video. So that's it for blushes. So okay, guys, continuing on, we are in my concealer drawer. I don't have many black owned concealers that I don't use on a regular basis. I already have a Fenty concealer in this shade 360. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one because I can't remember what shade I have in the filming studio. I believe it's the under eye highlight shade, and I purchased the new Fenty Beauty Radiance concealer. So I have that one. So we're gonna pull that one and see what I have downstairs. And I don't have any Beauty's Place concealers. So I have this Pat McGrath concealer that I need to use up. This one is in the shade M17. So these are going to be the only two black owned concealers that I have, because that's really literally what I have in my collection. So I can't even pull anymore because I just don't have. Besides Fenty Beauty, I don't have a lot of black owned beauty brands in my collection so far as concealers. Okay, so both of these shades are 360, so one is a backup. So I do love this one. I do have LYS. So LYS, I already have 2 open and they're downstairs. This is my backup. So we're gonna probably use LYS, Fenty Beauty, Pat McGrath. Does Danessa Myricks have a concealer, guys? And I'm just not aware. Maybe she already has a concealer. So 1 second, let me get situated. Okay, guys, so I already had a Pat McGrath concealer open, so we're going to use this one instead because I barely have used it. Open Pat McGrath, and then if I don't have one open from Fenty, this is shade 360, we're going to use this one. So now what I see I need is the next Fenty seal. I need to pick up another highlighting shade because I've been using the heck out of my highlight concealer shade from Fenty. So this is actually like my skin tone shade to help blend out blemishes if it will focus. So we're going to take this one just in case. So that's all. I don't have a Juvia's Place concealer. And then I'm going to take this LYS concealer. I think I have one open, another one. I think I got TN6 downstairs. But we're going to take TN3. So not many concealers that I have from Black owned brands, but I'm getting into more Black owned brands as I find out about them. Primers. I already have my Fenty Beauty primer downstairs that I'm going to continue to use. Or is this it? So we're going to take the Fenty Beauty primer. I don't think I have like a Pat McGrath primer or anything. And I already got a Danessa Myricks primer. Maybe downstairs. I got this minted one I need to use. I think I'm just going to throw this out though. Here's an eyeshadow primer from Fenty. I'll use that. I'll take this Fenty Beauty face primer, which is one of my favorites. Like, I think I already have a backup in here. Radiance eyeshadow primer, which we'll use. Because the theme of this one is Black owned brand, so we'll use that one. I don't think Julia's Place got any face primers. Not that I remember. Got Fenty Beauty, LYS. They got a face primer? Oh, I don't have it. I don't have the LYS face primer. I need to get it. Oh, I thought Pat McGrath had one. Pat McGrath has one, so we're going to use that. So those are the only Black owned beauty brand primers that I have. So this is all the primers that I own. Still is a lot, but I'm gonna take this and try to use this as a base. I hope this is not ruin my. I haven't even had this that long. It's already separating. I haven't even had it not even close to a year yet, and it's already separating. Haven't even had it close to a year, and it's already separating. I'm gonna try my drugstore or low end or affordable setting powders. The only thing that I have that I can see that is Black owned, I have Juvia's Place. I thought I had a Black Radiance or the lip bar in here, but I could have moved it and hid it from myself. So I think this is the lip bar right here. This is Detroit based company, and you guys, I was born and raised in Detroit, so I'm going to use this one. It does oxidize a little bit on my skin, and I'm waiting on her to have a good sale, and I'm going to go down to her flagship store and make some purchases, or make probably a big purchase. So we're going to use the lip bar, finishing powder, and Golden Girl. We're going to pull all 3 of these Juvia's Place because I can't remember which one worked. I believe 2 were too light and 1 was just right. So we're going to pull all 3 of these, and we'll figure it out once we get downstairs. I thought I had a Black Radiance setting powder in here somewhere. I started off really wearing drugstore, so that's why you guys see so much with drugstore. I still have a natural love for drugstore products, even though they have gotten insanely expensive, but still more affordable than the others. If I find it, I'll add it, but I thought I did have a Black Radiance face powder somewhere in here, but I don't see it right now. But this is good right now because even though these are powder foundations from Juvia's Place, we're going to use those as pressed powders. So let's go into my high-end setting powders. I know I had an LYS pressed setting powder, which I think is already in the filming space, so I'll pull that out and show you guys there. I have a powder foundation that I use to set my face. That is by Fenty Beauty. This is a shade 360. I think I have 350, so we're going to take 360 down. I also have a loose, I think that's for Beauty though. So I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have any others. Sorry, I am trying to hold this with my hand. I think that's it. I think I may have some more downstairs. I think I have a Danessa Myricks one that is my jam. So we're definitely going to keep that. I thought I had a Pat McGrath setting powder. Maybe downstairs, but I could have swore I had a Pat McGrath down there. Hold on, I think I found another black owned brand. I believe Beauty Bakery is black owned. Don't quote me, but I believe so. This is a setting powder. I bought this during the 21 Days of Beauty, so we're going to grab this and see how that works. I think I used it once already, but I don't remember 100%. So we're going to try that. What else? I think that's it. I think I got Danessa Myricks downstairs, and I might have left the LYS downstairs as well, because it's a little triangular packaging. I don't see it. So that's the setting powders. Let's see. I have some under eye setting powders that I need to use up, but I don't have any that's black on brand besides the Fenty Beauty banana powder. So we're going to grab this. I had put this down because I was using the heck out of this. I love the Fenty Beauty banana powder to set my under eye. And I think that's the only one I really have. Oh, here's a Juvia's Place concealer. It's a highlight shade. So we'll use this to highlight under our eyes, so that we can use it there. When they have a sale on their complexion products, I need to get my right shades in their foundation and concealer, because I did like it. It just wasn't everyday fashion for me. And I already have some Fenty Beauty LYS. What is it? Fenty Beauty LYS. I wish Juvia's Place come out with a mascara. That would be cool. Even though my ideas are where they ain't charging for them. Mascaras that we use. Okay, so we're going to add this to our basket. Okay, guys, continue on with the February Black History Month themed Shop My Stash. Here are some other products that I had. I'm sorry about the noise. Here are some other products that I also had in my stash, but they were in my filming studio. So let me just show you guys some other black owned brands that I have and some different products. I forgot that I had the Pat McGrath Labs bronzers. So we're going to use these. They're not my favorite. You do have to build them up, but we're going to use these two as well. I have the shade Bronze Dawn and Bronze Nervina. Bronze Dawn, Bronze Nervina. So we have these two shades that we are going to be using as well. For bronzers, you do have to build these up. These are more for my natural girlies who just wants to warm up their face but is comfortable with building them up. So if you're just learning makeup, these are expensive, but these are good to build up to know how deep you want your bronzers. So got these two. I had Uoma Beauty, which I believe is black owned. Don't quote me. I am going to do my research, but when I researched the brands, I had so many names on there, but I believe Uoma Beauty is black owned. This is the triple smooth powder and honey. I got this from a 21 Days of Beauty, I believe, last year. So we're going to use this. This will be my first time, I believe, using this one. Yep. So we're going to use this. So also get a first impressions as well. And I found one of my cream Fenty Beauty bronzers in 05 Teddy. Yeah, hold on. I got my little handy dandy tool so I don't mess up these long nails, y'all. I ain't worn these nails this long in like 30 years, y'all. Telling my age, but where's my husband when I need him to open this? Ugh, here we go. So here is Teddy 05. More like a contour shade for me, but we're gonna use it so we can work on using that up because that is a cream product. Here are my LYS translucent setting powders. This one is in the shade Independent Tan. So we're going to use this one. And then I believe I have translucent. Yeah, this one is translucent. So we're going to try that. I am also an affiliate for LYS, so I'll leave my discount code on the screen as well as in the description box. Here is another bronzer from Fenty Beauty Caramel QT. I can't remember which one is my favorite shade of bronzer for Fenty Beauty, but I believe it's this one because obviously I love this one. So I want to go ahead and finish this up. I want to finish this up by like end of March, so I get rid of it. So we're going to use this one. This is a mini. I did have like I told you guys, I did have a concealer from Fenty. This one didn't over dry my under eyes, and I have a dry under eyes but oily skin. And this is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 330. So I use this shade to highlight. And I know I just picked out shade 360 for my complexion shade. And then I forgot that I had this when we were upstairs shopping our stash. I forgot that I had the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Face and Eye Bronzer Highlight Palette. So we're going to use this. I wish she comes out with another one. But only thing I don't like is that it's hard to get your brush in there because of the pan sizes. But we're going to use this as well. So I had forgot I had that. And I thought about it. I didn't pick out eyeliners, but I do have a Pat McGrath eyeliner that I got from Sephora. I thought I had one open, which I probably do. I'm still moving things to my filming space and organizing it. So I'll find that and I'll just insert a picture. I'll just say that I found it, for you guys. I want to start taking pictures of the looks that I create with my Shop My Stash as well, so you guys can see what different looks I created throughout the month. But I did have some more Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundations. I use these as setting powders to give me more coverage and also to keep my skin matte. So I have shades 320, 340, and 350. I showed you guys 360. That's my complexion shade. So 320 and 340 I use to highlight under my eyes, so to set my under eye concealer. So it's not as bright as it's coming up on the camera, but because I have the setting turned up on the camera, but this is what we're going to use to set our under eye, as well as that banana powder. I love the Fenty Beauty banana powder. I do love most of Fenty Beauty products. Do think some things are getting overpriced, but isn't everything. Here is shade 340, which I also use to set my face. I use this more in the summertime, but we're still going to use it. And shade 350, I used to set my face. I sort of hit hard pan on it because I, if I'm mistaken, sprayed setting my face and some of the mister got in here, so it sort of made hard pan. They had these for 50% off. I forgot where, but it was like around the holiday time, and I was like, oh, I was going to pick up a backup, and I'm like, no, I have so many, but I probably should have since I hit hard pan. But I can always use 360 or 340 as well. You can't really tell. Did I tell you guys about this? Have another LYS not bronzer, blush, I'm sorry. This is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Epic. So we're going to use this one as well. So a lot of products, even though I don't have that many black owned brands in my collection. And then, the Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balms are my favorite. And this is in the shade Pinch Me, but we're probably going to use all the shades. I use these all the time. They just had them 50% off on her site. I'm not sure if they're still 50% off, but I would highly, highly, highly recommend these. I'll leave a link in my description box. I have some Juvia's Place lip liners that we're going to use. I do want to pick up more of these, but I just started off with these two shades. So I love these. I do love Juvia's Place products. Only thing, I had two other ones, but they broke easy. So I could have just got some duds, but I love these. So we're going to use those. I found two more shades that I had in my area down here in my filming space, and they're Juvia's Place liquid blushes. So we're going to also use the shade Sweet Berries and the shade Barbie Rose. I'm going to swatch everything at the end for you guys as well. I do again have a Pat McGrath eyeliner that I'm going to use, but I'm also going to use this Fenty Beauty Fly pencil, and this is the brown one. I forgot what shade this is. I'm trying to see. Puppy Eyes, but I have some other shades as well that we're going to use. So this is just the brown. I believe I do have a black one in here somewhere. I just gotta dig a little deep. And then we're going to use some Juvia's Place lipsticks. You guys already know I love Juvia's Place lipsticks. We have the color Mademoiselle and Me. Mademoiselle is like my favorite. We're going to swatch at the end. So there you guys go. There. I just want to show you guys that I did keep the theme. And then I found my other LYS concealer in TN3. This is going to be to highlight. And then I already have TN6, which is to cover up any blemishes. And then I found my LYS mascara, which I love. I need to get a backup of this. The Lash Confidence Mascara. I already showed you guys that concealer. And I have a Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder that we're going to use in the shade Medium to set our under eye. I'm also going to use the Danessa Myricks, which is one of my favorite setting powders, loose setting powder. It's called the Evolution Powder in the shade 2.5. Oh, I've already been using this powder since like November, but we're going to keep using it. So next time she has a sale, I may need to get it back up. And then I have the Pat McGrath loose setting powder in the shade Light Medium, which I love this one as well. And I believe I have the Pat McGrath mascara too. So I just got to go back upstairs. Since I really didn't pull out any mascaras, I need to go pull that out. But we're going to continue to use the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick mascara. And then we're going to pull out the Pat McGrath mascara to use. And then I have the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Blush and Jubilee. I believe I just added this one. So yeah, I just added this one to my collection. So we're going to keep using this one. Gorgeous shade. And then I also have the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm in shade 6. We're going to use some more of that. And then I have the Black Opal Soft Velvet Finishing Powder in shade Neutral Light, 200 Neutral Light, which looks like that. It has a tint to it, so I'll be careful how I use that. Make sure I use a lighter foundation. And then I have the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, which is one of my favorite foundations. This should be in shade 360. Let me make sure. Yes, 360. So, and then I found 2 of the other blushes that were already down here. These were from, I believe, the November Shop My Stashes, but we're going to keep them in. Juvia's Place Powder Blushes Volume 1 and Juvia's Place Powder Blush Duo in Volume 3. So that's just some other stuff that I found that was already in my filming space that we're going to continue to use. And we're also going to give another try to the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade 330W, which is my highlight shade. My only complaint with this is that it just took too long to dry down, but I'm going to try to use a little less, but still use it to highlight under my eyes. So we're going to keep that in. So now let's go ahead and do an overview. Show you guys either we're going to use the Pat McGrath lipsticks as well, which I love Pat McGrath lipsticks. They're hella expensive, but I got these on a great sale. They were like probably like 50% off. I don't remember where I got if I got them off Sephora or Pat McGrath's site when she had a good sale, but I do love her lipsticks and the packaging is weighted. I love how elegant the packaging is. I do need to pick up some more shades because I think I only have like 2 or 3 of those. So, but I didn't pick anything up from her sale from the 2023 holiday sale because I already had too much. I want to get through some more of my collection this year and maybe 2024 holiday sale. If I've used up quite a little bit of things, then I may, indulge just a little bit. Oh, we're going to be using some more Danessa Myricks products too. I'll show you guys. So I think I set it aside, but I didn't include it. We're going to be using some more of the Danessa Myricks color fixes. This is in the shade Nude, but I have a black one as well. And then I have one that I got from Sephora that I'm going to be using as well. And we're going to be using the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. We're going to continue to keep this. This have become part of like my everyday makeup thing to like to do my brows. So still getting familiar with it. I haven't used it as shadows yet, but it's because I want to get through some of my eyeshadows. And I haven't forgot, I am going to show you guys the eyeshadows that we are going to be keeping in the Shop My Stash. So I did not forget about that. because we got a lot of palettes. And all the palettes are not necessarily black owned besides the Danessa Myricks, but we're going to be using the Danessa Myricks. I'll show you guys. And we're going to be using a lot of Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes. My goal is to try every last one of the my goal is to use every last one of my Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes in the month of February. This is everything we have, so let's go ahead and do a recap. Okay, guys, so let me show you guys. These are going to be primers, foundations, and setting powders, as well as powder foundations, because I use my powder foundations as setting powders. So we have the Pat McGrath Labs loose setting powder, again in the shade light medium. We have the Black Opal True Color loose setting powder in the shade 200 natural light. We have 3 of the Juvia's Place powder foundations, and Nicaragua, Havana, and Cabo. Let me show you what they are. This is Cabo. This is Havana. And they come with a mirror and a nice thick pad to use. So if you wanted to use these on the go, you definitely could. A little bit of bulky packaging, but you have everything you need. And then this is Nicaragua. So let's put them all together because I couldn't tell when I tried them when they first were released which one was the better fit for me. I want to say it was the shade Havana, but we're going to try and see because I don't remember. I haven't used these since they were released, and I did initial new release first impression videos. So there we have that there. Then we have Uoma Beauty, the Trippin' Smooth loose setting powder in the shade Honey. We're going to go ahead and put this in our, oh, I forgot to bring it back down here. But we're going to go ahead and use this one as well. So that's a loose setting powder. We have 2 LYS pressed powders in the shade Translucent and Independent Tan. You can tell the difference there. So we have those. We have the Lip Bar Press Setting Powder in the shade Golden Girl. We have 4 powder foundations from Fenty Beauty. We have shade 320, which we're going to use to highlight under the eyes to set our under eye concealer. We have shade 340, which we can also use under the eye or over the face, probably more all over the face. Shade 350, which is an all over the face shade for me. And 360. And then we have Beauty Bakery. We have shade Plantain. It's a loose setting powder. I got this from a 21 Days of Beauty. Never used it. See, the plastic is still on it. So we got some new goodies to try as well. Danessa Myricks Evolution Loose Setting Powder in the shade 2.5, which is my jam. I've already been using it since I got it, which was a while ago. Then we have the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder in shade number 6. That's Jacob playing with Daddy and Bro Bro. And then we have one of my favorite eyeshadow primers, which is the Fenty Beauty Amplifying Eye Primer. And then we have the Black Radiance eyeshadow primer. Then we also have a Pat McGrath Labs Skin Feather Sublime Perfection primer, which I haven't used since it was released, that I need to use. Then I have the Fenty Beauty Instant Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer, which is one of my favorite primers. This was my daily primer for years. It's probably like my 3rd or 4th bottle, and I had to put it down. That's when I started trying more primers, but it's still probably my number 1. Then I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 360. This is a brand new bottle because I finished the previous bottle. Then I have the Pat McGrath Labs foundation in the shade medium 17. She looks, honey. This is a good foundation. Expensive, but a great foundation. So we're gonna get, so you see I left it in its original box. I didn't even take it out of the original box. Then we have the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation in the shade TN3. And I'm also going to keep the Yummy Skin tint. Let me see. I have it here somewhere. We're also going to keep into rotation the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint in the shade 7. This is the wrong shade for me. When I went in the store, I'm shade 11. So the next sale, which I probably should have bought this one, she had it on her site for like $12. So I'll wait because this works. I add this in, and once I bronze, you can't tell. So I'm about a quarter of the way done. I do like this. So I'll pick this up again, but in the right shade. And then I have that. I just seen it. Then I just found, I know this is out of order, the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Matte. And this one is in Latte. So we're going to use that too. But I'll throw that in there. That'll probably be used as like an eyeshadow primer. Not an eyeshadow primer, eyeshadow or a liner. So this is all our face complexion products that we're going to be using. So let me set this to the side and then we'll move on to the next category. Concealers. We're going to be using the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer in TN3. And I believe I have TN6 as well. No, I have both TN3. I need to take one of these back and go get TN6. So one of these will be going back and we'll be adding in TN6. We're going to use the Pro Filter, not the Pro Filter, the Hydrating Longwear Concealer in shade 330W. This is the new Fenty Beauty Hydrating Concealer. This is going to be used to highlight. Then I have the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 330. We also use this shade to highlight. And then I have the new one of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 360. This is my complexion shade, so we'll be using this to cover up any blemishes or whatnot. So we have that. This is a new one because I looked through these concealers and I don't see one that I have open, so we'll be using that. We're going to be using the Pat McGrath Labs concealer in the shade M17, which is my complexion shades. We're going to be using the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 15, which is going to be my under eye highlight shade or in key points of the face highlighting shade. We're going to be using the Fenty Beauty Amplifying Eyeshadow Primer, which I thought I set aside. Oh, I may have already mentioned this. So if I did, I'm sorry. I'm still working on my organization of my videos. So if I did mention that, I am sorry. We already mentioned mascara. Yep, already mentioned mascara. That's the LYS Triple Fix Mascara. We're going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Banana Powder 03. I use this shade to highlight under my eyes, and I love it. And the mini one will do you just fine if you're only using it for that purpose. So I only use this to highlight under my eyes, so the mini is more than enough. And these Mented concealers, I could not stand these. These were absolutely terrible. And I'm debating, should I just throw these away? I think I'm just going to pitch these. We're just going to pitch these. We're not even going to use these. We're going to put these right in the trash. I just not so long ago got them, but they were not good. So we're just going to pitch those. And then I told you guys about the Pat McGrath Labs Medium Skin Fetish Sublime Under Eye Powder. So we're going to use this to set our under eye. And then these are not going to be the only lipsticks that I use from Black owned brands for the month of February, but these were just close. This is Dream Lover. And I love this shade with a liner. And then we have Modern Woman. Again, this is Pat McGrath Labs. My camera cut off, so I love this nude for me. That's like a nude shade for me, a nude pink for me. And then we have Juvia's Place. This is the shade Me. And this is the shade Mademoiselle from Juvia's Place. So these are just some lipsticks, because if I show you all the lipsticks I was going to use for the month or possibly use, will be here all month. Here are some Juvia's Place lip liners. This is in the shade Koja. Deep brown. This is the shade So Rare, which is a light brown right here. Light brown. So these are lip products and concealers. Now we're going to get into blush. So here are the blushes. We have a lot of them. Some we've never used, and some we have. Foundations that I forgot to mention are the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation. This one is in the shade Bombay, which is too light, but it does oxidize a little bit. And then we have the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation in the shade Ethiopia 400. So we're going to mix these two. And I have my little mixing plate right here. So I like to mix before I put it on my face. I don't like to mix while it's on my face. Okay, so here are all, I hope it doesn't have everything in frame, but these are all the blushes that we're going to use for the month of February. So we have 6 Juvia's Place liquid blushes. Let me wipe off my hand. Do the powders. So we're going to use the Juvia's Place Blush Duo Volume 1, which is going to help accent this shade here, which is the Juvia's Place Liquid Blush in Sweet Berries. If you guys don't know, her powder blush duos coincide with her liquid blushes. So we have those two. So this is Sweet Berries. I'm just taking a lot off of here because you don't need a lot to even swatch. See that? So Sweet Berries, that's the liquid. And that's the powder. So we're going to use those two together. And then we have the Blush Duo by Juvia's Place Volume 3. And I got this one to coincide with this, even though it's a little off. This is not the exact shade that matches this. However, that's how we're going to use it. So this one is in Barbie Rose. So that's Barbie Rose. And we're going to mix those two together. And I can't remember what shade that one is. I'll have to look it up for you guys, but it's Volume 3. So those are some of the blushes. Okay, our next blush, we're going to go ahead and do the LYS. This is the LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in Epic. Let's make sure my hands are dry. That's Epic. Pretty burnt orange. So we're going to use that one. Then we have a cream blush from Fenty Beauty, and this one is Cool Berry 09 Cool Berry. And this is like a mauve shade. So that's Cool Berry. Here it is on my finger. So that's Cool Berry. Then we have another Fenty Beauty cream blush in the shade Summertime Wine. Never used this one. It's it swatched like a reddish pink. Oh, that's going to be pretty. And that's it right here. Very pretty. Can't wait to use that. All right, now let's get back into the Juvia's Place. These are some more Juvia's Place liquid blushes. And these are the shades Blush Lily, Pink Lady, Peach Rose, and Rosy Posy. So first up is blush Lily. I have not used these shades. As you can see, they're still in the box. And I like that. Even on my skin tone, I like that. Set that. That's going to be pretty. So this again is blush Lily. Now we have Pink Lady, which is like not a Barbie pink, but a Barbie pink, like a black girl Barbie pink. And here's Pink Lady. That's Pink Lady. This is Peach Rose. Peach Rose, which is this one right here. Then we have Rosie Posey. Reminds me of that joke. It was in one of them like Friday movies or something. So some funny movie. So Rosie Posey. Rosie Posey. I like all of these. And I'm not really even a pink blush kind of girl, but I like all of these. Now let's get into the Danessa Myricks blushes. You guys have already seen these on my channel, but these are the Prima Donna. This is shade Prima Donna, which is new to my collection recently. And look at that. Did not take much, okay? And I don't want you guys to be afraid of color just because it's like the winter months. Still use your colors. And this one is in shades Jubilee, which has grown to be like one of my favorite shades of blush. This is Jubilee right here across my knuckles. Then we have Black Radiance Baked Blush and Toasted Almond. That's it. Swatch. Very nice burnt orange. Look at that. Let me deepen it up so you guys can see it because I did turn up the brightness on my camera. Look. Then we're going to also use these Juvia's Place blush palettes. And I have volume 1 and volume 2. Here is volume 1. So deep, rich, and pretty. See if we can swatch one of these. This is Zane. Oh, look at that. And look. That's a powder. And then let's try Abby. Look at that. That's going to be nice. So this one is volume 2. I really like this one, especially for this time of year. It's softer. This will be good in the spring and summer as well. Let's swatch Sola, which is the glitter shade. Look at that. That's going to be more like a highlight blush. There you go. I'm going to be like a highlight blush. Let's swatch Zoba. As a Zoba. That's more like a highlight. I believe these are blush and highlights. I believe. And then let's swatch B. Very soft, but still pigmented. And that's B right here. B. And then we have Yara. Oops. Shoot. Stuck my nail in it, y'all. Yara, which is very pretty. Can't wait to try all of these or get back into some of these and try some new ones there. So these are all the blushes we're going to try. I'm going to try all of my Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes. I think I'm only missing like 1 or 2 of her palettes, and that's because they were too light for me for Juvia's Place. So if you guys want me to swatch the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes, I'll do that separate. If not, this video will be 3 hours long because it's literally like, I think I counted 28 palettes that I have from Juvia's Place. So let's see. I'm gonna just scoot this over here. I hope this is not distracting, but I don't have any more room on this table because I picked so many products. So this was definitely a very good Shop My Stash. Um, let's get into bronzers, which we have a lot of as well. We have a lot of bronzers. I will show you guys the highlighters that I picked as well. So these are all the bronzers. I have another Juvia's Place cream bronzer. I didn't see it when we went to pick, but I know it's in there because I just recently got it when it was released. I just need to make sure I'm not me in the face down here where I am, which it could very well be. I have the brand new one right here. That's the older one. It's right here because I was gonna say I just got it like a few weeks ago. And I'm like, I know I ain't lost that. Okay. So here are all the bronzers that we are going to try. So it's mostly Juvia's Place. Oh, we got some Fenty in here too. So let's see. All right. So we're going to use all three of the Juvia's Place powder bronzer duos. And we're going to use both of the shades that I have in the cream Juvia's Place bronzers. So we ended up picking Juvia's Place Bronze Duo in Tan. So this is for my like light makeup days. Here's dark in the blush duo, just when I want to, feel a little bit more glammy. And here's when I want to all out beat. Like I want you to know I got makeup on. It's going to look flawless. It's going to look like she has arrived, okay? And this is in deep dark and then dark. And then for the cream blush from Juvia's Place, we're going to use the shade Caramel. I love this cream blush formula. Let's see, where can I swatch it? Right here. A lot of people didn't like this, but I loved it. That's why I bought another shade, because this is like a glammy shade for me, but I bought another shade for like more like everyday makeup. Or just when I want a lighter bronzer. So this one is in the shade Sunkiss. This is the one I just recently picked up when they had that sale at Ulta on Juvia's Place. So this is like, oh, I think this one is the deeper one, actually. Yeah, that's the deeper one. Oh, it's so creamy. Look, that's them side by side. Oh, yes. Might as well go ahead and throw this box away because it's not even going back. That is it. We're going to use the LYS bronzer sticks in the shade Courage and Harmony. These are their no limit bronzer sticks. This is in Harmony, which I believe is a deeper shade. So that's Harmony. This is Courage. They're both pretty deep, but one is slightly deeper. So Courage is a little deeper. They're super creamy. I would definitely recommend these. I love LYS. I do, since I'm an ambassador of LYS, I do want to try some more of her products. This was in the shade Latte. They had a great sale during the holidays, but again, I was watching what I bought and I don't need any more, so I get some of this stuff out of some more of these products out of my collection. This is the bronzer stick by Fenty, and this is in the shade Latte. And that's just like a light bronzer. And I can mix it with these two and the other Juvia's Place, because you see it's like a little lighter. So that's what I pulled that one for. Then we have the bronzer in Caramel Cutie, which is, I believe, my favorite one. But I have so many bronzers now, I probably won't re-up on this. So yeah, that can go with that. I don't know if you guys can see this one because I'm trying to, yeah, those two can go together. But and mix it, I can use this to set, so I can get rid of that since we already hit pan. Then we have the Pat McGrath Labs bronzers. You have to build these up, and I really should have sent these back, But there's just so much hassle. It took me forever to get them. I don't even think you can see that on camera. You really have to build these up. So I'm not going to swatch these, but if you watched the previous clips, I already told you guys what shade these are in, and they'll be linked down below as well. So we're going to go ahead and use these since we did send them back. And I have another cream bronzer from Fenty. This is the shade Teddy. This is the shade Teddy. And this is a cream bronzer by Fenty. Let's put it next to that, the LYS. They all are pretty in the same family. So these two are very close. So here you go. Then we have two of the powder bronzers from Fenty Beauty. As you see, but this is Private Island Team. Okay. And then we have the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Face and Eye Bronzer Highlighter Palette we're going to use. And, oh, Caramel Cutie is in here, so I don't need to buy another one. Private Island is in here, which I think I just said. Is that the one I said? Yep. So Private Island is in here. Caramel Cutie is in here. Good Naughty. And Think Mint is in here. So two of the shades that I just swatched are already in here, which is fine because then if I just grabbing the palette, I already know I have a shade in here I can use. So we're going to use this. We haven't used this since it was released. And I did a first impressions for you guys with this when I got it when it was released during a Sephora sale. So that is that. So some repeat shades in there. So if you have this, you don't even need these individuals. But I bought these individuals before getting it. I just got that because it was a new release. And then we're also going to use the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, light to medium. This is like my second one. You can pick this up from like the Beauty Supply, Target. So we're going to use this as well. So that is it for bronzers. Now we're going to recap highlighters and one palette from Pat McGrath that I'm going to use. But everything, all the other palettes that I'm going to use are going to be from Juvia's Place for the month of February. Okay, so here are the highlighters, and we're going to use the Pat McGrath's. It's a Divine Rose 2. So this is the Mothership Divine Rose 2 palette. I haven't used this since I purchased it. I just did that. We were picking them out because these were like in perfect condition. So I literally just did that. We're going to use this and try to create a Valentine's Day look as well as like an everyday look with this. I believe I can get an everyday look with these shades. We're going to try to break it up and see what we can do. But damn, I just did that. I hate when I do that. So we're going to use this palette and then we're going to use all of my Juvia's Place palettes the month of February. And we're going to also use my Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 5 palette for the first time. You guys know I just got this during the holidays. We're going to also use this for the first time because it was $125 regular price. I didn't pay that much for it. I believe I got this for like 50% off. So we're going to use this for the first time. And then we're going to use three Juvia's Place highlighters. We're going to use the liquid highlighter and Starstruck. I didn't care for it, but I didn't return it. So here we are. We're stuck with it. We're going to use this. And that is actually way more intense in person. So that's going to be one of the highlighters. I love Juvia's Place loose highlighters. I got these when they first were released. These are the Nubian loose highlighter. This is the shade Nefertiti. You only need less than a dab. So I probably you can just take what's on this top, see that, and use that. And I probably will use that to mix it with the liquid and get it's even a prettier shade that way. Then we're going to do Nubia, which is also a loose highlighter. This one is more gold. Look at that. Look at it, more chrome gold. See, more chrome gold. If I do it like that, you may can see it a little better. So we're going to use these two. Going to be gleaming for Valentine's Day and Black History Month. And then we're going to use the loose Fairy Bomb Shimmer Highlighting Powder from Fenty Beauty called Rose on Ice. I love this. I had to stop myself from using this highlighter. One of my favorites in my collection. Look at that. I put it right here. It is more bold in person. You can't really see it on camera. I don't know why not, but let's see. Do I have a brush close? Let's see. I have a highlight brush. Let's use this brush. Let's see if you guys can see that. Oh, I don't know why it's not showing up. Probably because it matches my skin tone a little bit, so it just adds a little glow. But hopefully you guys can see that. And then we're going to use the Danessa Myricks. I'm sorry. Then we're going to use the Danessa Myricks color fixes. I have a white, a black, and this particular shade, which is Latte, and that I got from Sephora. It's part of my swag bag. So let's swatch this because I have not used it. Comes out a little thick. It's not too runny. And that's it right there. You can even use this as a lipstick. I believe these are multi-purpose, so you can use it as a blush, a lipstick, or eyeshadow. Yep, it says liquid pigment eye lip cheek. Yep. So there you go. I think that is it for this video. I hope that you guys like this Shop My Stash. We are back to doing Shop My Stashes effective February. We'll try to come up with a different theme for March. But please like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave me a comment in the comment section of the video. And I'll see all you beauties in the next Resilient Beauty video. Bye.